5 human values versus 6 enemies. That's the game. Spirituality is also defined as inculcating the 5 human values, which is love, peace, truth, right action, and nonviolence, and getting rid of the 6 enemies or cardinal sins: lust, envy, jealousy, pride, anger, and attachment or greed. What is the relationship between these two opposing teams? The values, the 5 human values, and the 6 enemies. Attachment is the root of the 6 enemies, and love is the root of the 5 human values. Love in action, love in speech, love in thoughts, love in feelings, etc. gives rise to peace, truth, right action, and so forth. Same way, it is attachment to something. When we attach to something and when we don't get what we desire, it leads to anger. And when we get what we are attached to, what we desire, we get pride. When we're attached to something and we receive it and we want more of it, it becomes greed. If we're attached to something and someone else has it and we want it, or we are like, how come you have it and I don't? Envy, jealousy. So let's just simply look at attachment versus love. They are diagonally opposite, yet they can appear very similar. Oftentimes, we can mistaken attachment for love. That is why people don't want to cut ties with their parents. They think attachment is love. They say, what's wrong with attachment? And then we justify positive attachment and negative attachment. And we also say attachment for the sake of, I'm looking out for you. I'm caring for you. I'm thinking about you. I want the best for you. But all the time, we're looking at it from our own individual personal perspective, from our own vantage point of how we understand profit and loss, good and bad, desirable or undesirable. And as a result of taking actions or speaking words or thinking thoughts or having feelings based on attachment, it invariably leads to nonsensical nonsense. Suffering, anger, loss of health, just loss of interest in life itself. Attachment and love appear to be the opposite side of the same coin. But remember, opposite side. Just the way all the 5 human values are the opposite of the 6 enemies. Opposite sides. It may be the same coin, but opposite sides. Heads and tails are not the same. Just because heads and tails belong to the same coin doesn't mean they are the same. They are exact opposite. From attachment, it's very easy to slip into the rest of the 6 enemies. Anger, jealousy, envy, pride. False pride, not real pride. Justifying an aptitude. Trying to impose the world's problem on that person because we don't like that person. Because we hate that person. And we justify our actions as a result of it. Attachment and its relatives, all the 6 enemies, they're on the negative side. They don't actually raise your vibration. It brings down your vibration. You may temporarily feel energized just because you're angry and your blood pressure is high and the energy is all high. It doesn't make it positive. Love and the rest of the 5 human values, they have a much higher vibration. But the key is to differentiate between the fine line of love versus attachment. Attachment is going to piggyback on the monkey mind, whereas love relies on the heart. Or we can also call your higher consciousness. One comes from a very high source, and other comes from a very low source. You cannot reason enough with attachment. Whereas for love, no reason is necessary. It is beyond reason. Love is simple. attachment is complicated. We end up manifesting everything. Whatever we think, whatever we entertain, whatever we feel, we end up manifesting or realizing it. If envy, jealousy, pride, anger, it's on the rise, and we are afraid of those negative consequences, then we manifest those negative consequences, regardless of these circumstances, whether they're favorable or not. Likewise, when we entertain love, positivity, truthfulness, higher vibration thoughts and feelings, we also manifest them regardless of favorable or unfavorable circumstances. May the five human values win in each one of us and in this entire world, and that will bring in the golden age sooner than later.